What's up, dudes? It's your boy Rick from FightBig.com. Go to the site, check it all out. Got podcasts up there. I'll tell you about that a little bit. You can stream them. You can go to iTunes. Check it out. Check this out. May 7th, MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Nevada, welterweights, WBO championship. Manny Pacquiao versus Sugar Shane Mosley. Manny Pacquiao, he's 32 years old that night. Pacquiao's got 52 wins, lost 3 times with 38 big KOs. We all know they're giant. 2 draws. Shane Mosley, he's going to be 39 years old. He's got 46 wins, lost 6, 39 big KOs, and he's got 1 draw. So check it out. I'm going to break down this fight real quick for you guys, and after this, I'm going to give you a little preview of the new podcast. It's the 3rd show, and I'm getting a little following. Yeah, it's exciting. Check it out. So everybody, I'm going to go with my prediction. I'm going to tell you why I think he's going to win, and I'm going to tell you why I think the loser's going to lose. It's going to be no surprise. I'm going to have to say Shane Mosley is 39 years old. If this fight was taking place back in the day, 2002, we're talking a different fight. You're seeing Sugar Shane Mosley. He's fighting Floyd Mayweather. Floyd gets rocked in the 2nd round, so Shane Mosley's power's still there. We've seen Shane Mosley take out Margarito, but we also saw Sugar Shane Mosley, who I love. He's an awesome fighter. I'm a fan of his. But we also saw him in a fight with Sergio the Latin Snake Mora, and it was a disgusting, boring pay-per-view draw. And I'm telling you, and Vera just beat Brian Vera, journeyman. He just beat Sergio Mora, so that doesn't make Sugar Shane look so awesome, especially now that he's 39. So, you know, it's no surprise that I'm picking Pacquiao. But here's the deal. There's a whole situation with Bob Arum going down, and it's going to CBS. They took the fight off HBO pay-per-view. No more Pac on HBO pay-per-view right now. It's going to be a totally different thing. So the 24/7's platform, which was a reality show, if you're not up on that hypes the fight up on HBO, it's going to go to CBS, guys. And that's freaking awesome. I've been saying this for a couple months. If you go back into the podcast and stuff, the vlogs, you go back, I've been saying Spike TV does a great job with MMA, and it should be like a broadcasted boxing hype-up or show somewhere on regular TV. You know, it's basic cable, yeah, but CBS, that's even bigger. So, this is great for boxing. Again, Manny Pacquiao has to get credit for all of this. So if you hate Pacquiao and you like boxing, it kind of makes no sense, because Manny Pacquiao is blowing boxing up super big. If it was just Floyd, it'd be boring. I'm sorry. He's our mainstream guy. He's the guy who's making boxing get crazy attention nowadays. So it's really cool. So I digress a little bit here, though. Let me try to editorialize myself a little bit. Manny Pacquiao right now, he's in great shape. He's in his prime. He's winning all his fights. He's fighting the bigger man. Shane Mosley's the bigger guy. I think Shane Mosley is an awesome punch. He's a great left hook, and like I said, he hurt Floyd Mayweather in his last fight. Floyd was really out on his feet, but Shane didn't have the fortitude to take advantage of that. Pacquiao, again, is unorthodox. He's a southpaw. He's in his prime, and I'm going to pick Manny Pacquiao, and I wouldn't be surprised if he retires Shane Mosley on this night. I'm going to say it's a decision, but I also wouldn't be shocked if he stops Shane Mosley. Now, the only guy to ever stop Shane Mosley was nobody. Going back to the Vernon Forrest fight, Vernon Forrest had Shane Mosley out on his feet in their first fight. This is all up the head, it's not in my notes. So, Shane Mosley is a phenomenal fighter. He's not the average 39-year-old. I mean, the guy looks 28. He has great genes, but this is the fight game. He's almost a decade older than Pacquiao. And 5 years in boxing is a lot of years. I mean, it's just crazy. So there's no way that Shane Mosley is going to outlast him unless he lands a lucky bomb. Now, Shane Mosley has a puncher's chance. That's what everyone's talking about. I know styles make fights. I read some forum comments, and I understand people's theories on the handful of people that think Shane Mosley can do this because of the style. And, you know, things like this happen, and it would be an awesome upset. It would be huge, but I don't think this is happening. I think Pacquiao's going to break him down. The later it goes, the more Shane is going to have trouble. He's going to struggle, and age is a huge factor. I think he's faded a bit. He looked after that second round with Floyd. He just was having problems. He wasn't landing his punches. He wasn't up on his toes. Shane Mosley, I don't care how hard he trains, what kind of camp he has, and I'm sure he's going to come in there in tip-top shape. He's a professional. He's a great guy as a person. Nothing personal, but dude, he's going to lose. And I say bet the house on Pac. And people keep writing me I got some letters and stuff. Like, they looked at my boxing predictions because I had a 100% ratio of boxing picks, not UFC, boxing. Do you bet on Pac in every fight, or do you bet? Yeah, I bet everything on him. That's, on all those fights. I don't endorse gambling. What do you think? Of course, I'm betting huge on fights. So if one of my picks is wrong, don't yell at me. So yeah, I'm gonna take Pacquiao on a 12-round decision, and it's gonna be hard fought. It's not gonna be super easy. He's got to figure him out at some point. Mosley's gonna try early to put some hurting on Pac. And Pac is really unorthodox. He's got that head movement. And he's got this new habit where he puts his right and left up. Pacquiao does this now, and he likes to taste the power on an opponent or whatever. He even tries to get him tired. He started doing that like 4 fights ago. Pac, don't do that with Mosley. He's gonna probably do it. Lay on the ropes with his guard up and then let Mosley go to the body. That's his best chance. If he does that, I know Shane Mosley's going to jump right on it. If Mosley does it late and Mosley doesn't pull the trigger, we all know he's older and he's fatigued and he just doesn't have it. And he's trying to pace himself somewhat like B-Hop does now. He fights in slow motion and he looks for ways to rest by getting hit low. Bernard Hopkins does that a lot, and a lot of crafty older fighters do that. So Shane Mosley is going to probably adopt strategies like that as he gets older and continues to fight. But I'll tell you what, if Mosley doesn't look good in this fight, if he gets caught or he just gets beat up by Pac and they end up stopping it on a stool, because I think Mosley's that type of fighter. If it came down to it, I don't think he'd get knocked out. I think that if it's a stoppage, it would probably be his corner stopping it or him just not continuing. Like, forget it, I'm older now. And like his boy De La Hoya did, I had enough. So, but still, I'm going for a decision. Manny Pacquiao wins this big. And I'll tell you what, if Manny Pacquiao does not look good and Mosley looks awesome, I'm telling you guys, Floyd Mayweather and his people will make the fight the next day. If not the next day, that weekend. You'll hear Floyd wants to fight Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, 12-round decision, possibly stop Shane on his stool. And if for some reason, some big upset happens, or something goes wrong in that ring and Pacquiao looks lackluster in his decision win against Shane Mosley, I'm going to say Floyd Mayweather fought Mosley last. He's going to pick a fight with Pacquiao. He's going to see some weaknesses, and he's going to want to fight him. But if Pacquiao looks spectacular and he does a better job at beating Shane Mosley, Floyd don't want no part of Pacquiao. And I'll tell you what, every day that goes by and they don't make the Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight, forget about it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for Floyd. Floyd is a reflex fighter and speed fighter like Roy Jones. Roy Jones' skills just went out the window when he hit like 34 or 35. Floyd Mayweather is 33, and he's already been hurt by Mosley and looked totally different. Even though he dominated the fight, he had a little bit of issues in that fight, especially when his legs got locked up. So if Floyd Mayweather decides to fight Pacquiao for some reason, he thinks he's weaker, and Pacquiao in 2012 or 13 doesn't look as good or strong, and he's still fighting, and Floyd Mayweather, a 34 or 35-year-old, decides to fight Pacquiao, I'll tell you what, it's not going to happen. Pacquiao will beat him. Right now, I don't know. I can't make a decision on that because both of these men have not decided to fight. All right, guys, I'm going to put a little preview of my podcast up. It's like, check it out. If you don't like it, if I suck, tell me I suck. If you like it, cool, download it. It's for free. It's on iTunes. I'm not selling nothing. And I did only 3 shows. The last show had 30 unique hits. I didn't really promote it. It was really cool to see that. I don't care if like 10 of you guys are listening because I like doing it. It's really fun. So, Manny Pacquiao, May 7th versus Shane Mosley. It's going to be awesome. MGM Grand. You got to check that out. Pacquiao takes a fat, nice, big, comfortable decision over Mosley and possibly stops Mosley on his stool. And that's a wrap, guys. Let me throw that paper again. All right, guys. Peace. Check out fightbig.com.
This is fightbig.com's Rick Sounds Podcast.
What's up, dudes? I just want to mention that Holyfield says in his hype up, 40 is the new 30. But there's one problem with that. Holyfield is about to be 50 years old, all right? That's a little crazy. I just don't get it. You mean 50's the new 40? Is that what it is? Now, I'd be afraid to fight Manny Pacquiao, too, if I were these guys, because, the guy's no joke, especially if you're undefeated. If you're Floyd Mayweather, you want nothing to do with Manny Pacquiao. I don't care what anyone says. I've seen enough. I'm not an idiot, okay? I know, so I'm getting into some headlines right now. Zuffa files lawsuit versus Justin TV. Those who are familiar with the piracy going on the internet, it's just ridiculous. You got owner of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC brand, announced today that it filed a lawsuit against Justin.tv for copyright and trademark infringement in the United States District Court for the District of Nevada. I mean, this goes on and on and on, blah, blah, blah. You know, what I have to say about that is it's out of control. With movies, with MP3s, with music, with everything. I mean, if you can listen to it or watch it, you can get it for free. And I actually want to go backwards in time. Not too long ago, it's UFC 124. George St. Pierre versus Josh Koscheck was a pivotal fight for MMA, and I'm going to tell you why. As you know, if you watch the UFC and you watch the Ultimate Fighter show, Freddie Roach, who's Manny Pacquiao's great trainer. All right, let me just tell you what happened. Anybody that knows boxing knows Alexander quit. He could have said to the doctor, I want to continue. He wasn't giving the doctor the signal that he wanted to go on. He was crying. He was saying, ow, ooh, ah, I can't see. The doctor was hesitating to stop the fight. It was a big fight, dubbed as a super fight, which it wasn't. Nothing super about this boring fight. What a letdown of 2011. Anybody see Mike Tyson lately? A couple years ago, he was looking like, wow. Before that movie, The Hangover, he's had a big belly. I was like, wow. This guy's getting really fat, but he looked great. I seen him in a picture, I think it was 2 months ago. It looks like he's getting back in shape, which is good. And you don't want to see one of your athletes that you admired growing up, looking out of shape. Because he's still kind of a young guy, he's in his 40s, right? But speaking about being in shape, I went out to TGI Fridays the other night, sat down, split a brownie with a certain somebody. It was really nice, and it was like 1,400 calories, 1,440 actually. And I'm looking at this thing. I'm like, they come with this brownie, and it tasted awesome. It was really good. And the waiter, I'm like, who eats this thing? The waiter tells me that a woman comes in, she orders a mudslide, which is a ridiculous amount. It's like a shake over there, right? Crazy calories. Then she has an appetizer. Then she has a huge meal with like 1,700 calories. Who knows what it was? And then she had, he said, another appetizer in between another drink. And then she had the brownie deal, and she ate the whole entire thing. He was like, he sees this all the time, and I'm like, wow, that's why America's fat. I mean, I felt like a pig eating half of this brownie. Guys, so this is your boy Rick from FightBig.com. Users Team HBO or FightBigCom at YouTube. YouTube user Team HBO, one word. It's been a great 2010 for me with the predictions on boxing. I got everything 100% on point there, including I predicted, I'm going to toot my own horn here, I predicted the first Paul Williams versus Martinez fight right, and I predicted their rematch right. That's like a proud prediction for me, because it was just, they were that close. No one really knew. No one was really sure what was going to happen, and I got them both right. Just check out FightBig.com. I'm going to put this podcast up, see what happens, get some feedback on it, probably stick maybe a copy on YouTube or something like that. Stick one up, iTunes, figure it all out. I got a better mic. I got like a $350, $400 mic I can't even use. I'm using a mic straight out of my iMac. I got to fix some things up. I'll be back. Check me out, and peace.